Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome to our show. I'm Wes, and we have...
Mari!
Ra!
Joven!
Lasercorn!
Sohinki!
And together we are...
New Elements 6!
A.K.A...
NE6!
A.K.A...
NE6!
A.K.A...
The auto-tune armadillos!
That was a great one.
On today's show, we got some pretty fun stuff. First up, we've got our icebreaker, which we are going to be creating a movie together. So we're all going to throw in ideas, and it'll be a lot of fun. And then for our main topic, we've got movies that made us scared of the dark.
Movies that made you scared of the dark.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Ooh, that's great.
Of course, we have our NE6 questions, where we ask you guys 6 questions, and then we'll answer them as best as we can, and probably in way too much detail.
And maybe this week we'll actually get all 6 questions.
Yep, last week we missed one.
I kind of thought it was 5, but I didn't say anything. I was like, I guess we did 6.
Wah, 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 wah.
And then, of course, everyone's favorite part of the show, our Jovenism.
We keep saying everyone's favorite. Have we confirmed this with people?
We can see in the analytics.
Lots of people are skipping ahead just to see the Jovenism.
Or they're rewatching it, one or the other.
All right, so how is this going to work? Who came up with this idea for the making a movie?
Well, this is kind of like the build,
The Build-A-Game Workshop.
The Build a Movie Workshop.
Oh, now it's Build a Movie Workshop.
So we'll go in order. We'll each contribute one thing. We'll start off very simple. Maybe genre, starring, and then kind of go into plots. Maybe some twists.
I feel like starring should be last. I feel like it should be genre, and then you like go through all the story elements and stuff.
We come up with a movie and then we cast it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I think it was Elkhorn that came up with the idea, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to submit the genre, and we'll go from there.
Our movie is going to be a post-apocalyptic movie. Could be any apocalypse after the zombie apocalypse, meteor, nuclear fallout.
Oh, in a post-apocalyptic world, rabid bronies. They got the brony bite.
The brony bite?
If they bite you, you like become a brony.
And this is after the bronies have already won, guys.
This is set in the post-apocalypse. The bronies have won. It's the last few people trying to not be bronies.
And get the brony bite. You don't want the brony bite.
You don't want the brony bite, but it's also a buddy cop film. You see, because the bronies, even though they're like a gang, they're like a street gang, they're on the streets, and we're following 2 anti-brony cops in the post-apocalypse that are trying to quell the brony threat.
Okay, and it's set in post-apocalyptic New York.
Things spread there fast.
So like they're still New York cops, and they still stop for like donuts and coffee.
They try.
Although there's action adventure happening, there's also a romance that is budding between 2 characters on the show.
Is it the main characters? Is it 2 buddy cops?
I haven't said yet. Who knows? There's a romance that happens.
Following up on hers, the romance is actually between one of the cops and the leader of the bronies' daughters, and the cop can't explain to his partner, who he tells everything to, because that's what New York cops do. They're partners for life.
Between a cop and a brony broad.
Yeah, he can't tell him about the brony broad.
This is a little Warm Bodies, and it's a little Romeo and Juliet.
And they must face the villain, the ultimate villain of this gang, the one trying to lead the brony uprising and overthrow these cops and the rest of society and plunge what little is left after the apocalypse. His name is Rainbow Thrash.
Ooh, I like that.
Because I'm pretty sure one of the ponies' name is Rainbow Dash. So it's a play on Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Thrash.
Oh, somebody did their homework.
And he's got like rainbow hair, but there's like spikes in it, and he can whip it and like harm you.
He's like post-apocalyptic Takeshi 6ix9ine.
Well, here's the thing. Lasercorn's literally writing himself into the movie right now.
We're making this.
Who's starring in this movie? We'll do starring, and then we'll do a tagline.
Greatest grand cousin to Tuya Chal Ejiofor, and making her movie debut, Ming Sinhua, the AI actress.
I thought we were supposed to pick real actors, but okay.
And I think that the main cop, like the bullpen guy, you know, the guy that's giving him all the orders, is played by Danny DeVito.
Oh.
And the other buddy cop.
Whenever they get out of line, he's like, I want your badges on my desk.
That's the boss of the 2 cops. We don't have the 2 cops yet.
Both of the cops, the buddy cops, are Keanu Reeves.
Yes!
I like this.
I like that, but I want to throw out, just as a thought, for the guy that's in love with the brony daughter, Owen Wilson.
I also want to throw in a with Lana Condor as Pinky Die. It's not Pinkie Pie, it's Pinky Die.
So she's on the team of Rainbow Thrash, right?
That's right.
And the daughter, the love interest, is the brony broad, is actually played by lovable and relatable Anna Kendrick.
You love Anna Kendrick.
Just her and Carl Urban should be in every movie ever.
I would like to cast Rainbow Thrash. A girl can be a brony, right?
Yes.
I want to see Zazie Beetz
Yeah.
as Rainbow Thrash.
They say that she should play the grown-up in Kill Bill.
Oh, I love that casting.
Get bit by equine, get bit by love.
And then finally, Sohinki, the title of the movie.
I was trying to think of a play on like The Outsiders.
Ooh, I have one.
Okay.
My Little Brony, Friendship is Tragic.
Okay. I like that.
My Little Brony, Friendship is Tragic. It's good.
So Hinky, with your like, do you have like a movie voice one? Can you do a recap for us?
Well, cause here's the reason I was thinking The Outsiders is because I wanted it to be like stay gold, brony boy.
We already have the tagline.
Mari, can I just modify yours just a little? How about Die Little Brony?
All right, so the title is, instead of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, it is Die Little Brony, Friendship is Tragic.
Yes.
Directed by
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
I'm in.
This is his 10th and final film.
That's amazing.
This is the one he wants to go out on.
Welcome to the post-apocalypse.
Okay, so we came up with Die Little Brony, Friendship is Tragic as our movie. And now we're gonna go to a little segment right now.
Hello to all of our loyal fans and wonderful patrons. I, Jovenshire, just wanted to give you guys a personal apology for this week's episode where I lost my camera footage. And why? It wasn't a technical difficulty. It wasn't some issue where a file didn't transfer. It's because I filmed it on my phone and then I deleted it once I thought I transferred it, but I didn't transfer it. So it's literally just my little mess up here, and I don't want to come up with any excuses. It's just, mistakes do happen, but I did feel personally responsible that this video was a little bit different this week versus other weeks, and that's because, yes, I was missing my camera footage. But we've since then fixed the issue. There's other weeks coming up that we've already filmed. Everything looks and sounds good, so you're in for some real treats. And if that treat is looking at this face, I think you're gonna like it. Sorry again for that. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do another apology video just for that. Okay. I'm sorry that I didn't have my camera footage this week. It's been fixed. Thank you for your patience, and we love you, I love you, thank you for being you. Till the next time. Okay, now just back to the video.
Okay, and now we come to our main topic. Movies that made us scared of the dark. The movies that you watched that made you tremble at night and lay awake staring at your ceiling, hoping that monsters would not come out from under your bed and grab you.
The very first movie that messed me up, I remember it. My brother was having a birthday party and it was all horror themed because his birthday that year happened to fall on Friday the 13th. And so all his friends were over and they were watching a bunch of scary movies. I'm trying to remember what the first movie was. I don't really remember, but I walked in at the start and sat down and watched the original House on Haunted Hill. I was very young. I think I was like 7 or 8 years old, somewhere around there.
So not the one that was redone with Liam Neeson, right?
No. Not the remake. It was like the original, like black and white.
Which, fun fact, that movie, so the Liam Neeson one is based off that one. The Netflix original, Haunting of Hill House, is also based on the same house. And it's all based on an original book.
I didn't know there was a book.
It was, I think it was supposed to be like the scariest book ever written.
Yeah, I remember. So there's this one scene where this guy like falls into a pool of acid or something, and they like pull his skeleton. They like try to pull him out, and they just pull his skeleton out. And then I just remember this image would always be in my nightmares, where like this person stumbles into like a closet, and they turn around and turn the light on or something, and there's like, I don't remember what it is, some kind of witch or ghost or something is in the closet with them. And that image when I was a kid always stuck with me, and I would have nightmares about that specific image. And I remember like when it happened, like I got like goosebumps all over, my hair stood on end, and I was just like so frightened by it.
Just like little Sohinki walking through the house with his thing of cake, just having a good time, sees around the corner they're watching this movie, and it's just that image. Like,
well, you know, the other crazy thing is, like, when I watched House on Haunted Hill, like, him and his friends went to go do something else. Like, it was on in another room. And so I was sitting there watching the movie by myself. And you know what's funny too is it was the middle of the day. So it's like it wasn't like it was dark and stormy or anything. Like I was watching this movie in the middle of the day and it freaked me the F out.
Kicking your little feet on the couch, eating your cake, that your feet don't even touch the ground.
The movie that really freaked me the hell out when I was younger was Blair Witch Project. It was the first horror movie I'd ever watched.
Wait, question. When you watched it, did you know that it was a horror movie or did you think it was real?
That was the first like found footage sort of thing or anything where they were like walking around as a camera. So I didn't know that it wasn't real. No one explained anything to me. It was just like, this is the new horror movie. And I'm like, I've never seen a horror movie. I'll watch this. This is the first horror movie I'd ever seen in my life. And it freaked me the hell out because I watched it by myself at like midnight.
Mistakes were made!
Yeah, no, many mistakes were made. And I had nightmares for like the next few weeks.
Because the marketing behind it, like, was just like with fake interviews and everything, like.
It opened a door for a whole new industry.
I didn't see that movie until about a year after it came out, and I wasn't scared by it because it had already kind of been spoiled, you know?
I had no interest from the trailers. I was exposed to horror way too early. So it's always been like this thing of entertainment for me rather than horror. The one that got me was Hellraiser. The design of the characters, like of the Cenobites, that whole thing, like the pinhead and there's the one with the teeth. I think I was drawn in by the box, the whole concept of the box and playing the game. I wasn't worried about my dreams. I wasn't worried about like Candyman being a former slave. I wasn't worried about camp, but this idea of this box, like, and you unlock it and you unlock this door to hell and there's these immaculate beasts who are just torturing you in weird ways.
You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
Like seeing a dude like hanging from hooks through his skin, which now people do that in a club. Like it's just a thing people do. What is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's gross.
That really did like some damage. I think it's just because the demons, like they were just so creative.
I saw Hellraiser and I thought it was hilarious. I was so thoroughly entertained because I could see all of like the props and like people like sometimes in the background. And then when they were pushing the monster down the hallway, I literally saw the cart and I'm like, this is hysterical. This is so funny to me.
It's so funny.
Wes, you saw Blair Witch before Hellraiser?
I didn't see Hellraiser until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's an interesting movie to watch like as an adult.
I haven't watched Hellraiser as an adult.
I remember the first movie that gave me nightmares and the last movie to give me nightmares. And it's funny because I grew up like with my dad doing special effects. I knew like what was real, what wasn't real. He would bring stuff home and sculpt it, so I would see Exorcist, I didn't find scary. I think Night of the Living Dead was one of my first movies that I saw. My dad took me to the theaters to see Swamp Thing. Like, I was very desensitized at an early age. But the movie that messed me up, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Wait, don't you like love that now though? Like you have like t-shirts of it.
Because it was like literally behind me on the ground. Okay, no, I have a different angle. I have an original print of like a drawn like of Charlie Kyoto who made the Killer Clowns, like one of his original prints of like a design of a clown, because it's become such a part of my life because it terrified me as a child and I had to like conquer this fear. It wasn't just that the movie was scary, it was that it was this weird random thing, this B-rated horror movie that just messed me up to the point where I would leave the living room once the movie started playing, and I remember vividly as a child going into my room, go through the door, on the right was like a short, maybe like 3 foot tall blue dresser where my pajamas were. And so I would go around that and just sit on my butt, knees up to my chest, and just sit there for 90 minutes until I knew the movie was done. And then the last movie that gave me nightmares was actually 1999, so I was like older, I was in middle school, and it was I See Dead People, Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah, that one messed me up too.
Like I was legitimately like just a teenager afraid of the dark because of ghosts.
That movie made me scared to go pee and look out into the hallway because I had a very similar bathroom. He was peeing and he looks and then the guy walks, and so I couldn't go pee anymore and look to the side.
The one that stuck with me from that movie is the one where he walks into the kitchen and the woman turns around and she's like, look what you did, and her like wrists are bleeding or something.
Dinner is not ready. What are you gonna do? You can't hurt me anymore!
That's the same scene. It goes from that bathroom scene to that kitchen scene.
Yeah. That messed me up. And then also when he's under the blankets, because that messed me up. And the director knew what he was doing, because when you're a little kid You go under the blankets because it's safe under the blankets, and then it's not safe under the blankets.
See, situations like that, I would just like stare in that direction and be like, I dare you. And then nothing would happen, and then I'd be like, all right, well, cool. It's not gonna happen.
That's the strategy I use with my dog. If she ever shows her teeth at me and when I'm telling her no, I'm like, you're not gonna bite me. You sit down right now.
And then she turns into a ghost.
The movie was The Ring. I actually just looked it up. I remember being younger, but apparently I was like 18 when that movie came out. It's messed up because all of you have said all your movies have been rated R, correct, so far?
I don't know if Killer Clowns was.
But The Ring is a PG-13 movie. I don't know how it messed me up so bad. It's scary as balls. First of all, putting a villain or like a monster on screen whose whole thing is it comes out of a screen is just mean. Because then anytime you're watching it, you're expecting it to actually come into your room. And like the scariest part of the movie was like they were discussing the first victim of the ring, and there's the flashback to where they open the closet and she's in the closet and her face is all messed up and her jaw's like distended. And I'm like, what the what did it do to her?
I wasn't really listening, and I'm glad because I legitimately have never seen The Ring.
You know what's amazing about like that movie? I remember they were talking about the marketing. Apparently they were leaving VHS tapes in dance clubs, in like different clubs, and people were taking them home, and it was playing the thing that plays on The Ring, and that was all promotion for the movie.
That's amazing.
How horrified would you be if you had found and watched one of those tapes and then you saw the movie? Like, oh no, I'm gonna die.
I watched half of that movie and I watched it like this. I barely watched it.
Did any of you guys get scared of Paranormal Activity? Because that was one that really like kind of like shook up a lot of people.
That format still scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it's a found footage slasher or something, no effect. Anything that I could actually fight back against has no effect on me at all. I'm like, okay, well, these people are just stupid. It's the ones that you literally cannot do anything about. Those are the ones that freak me out. So Paranormal Activity did freak me out.
The last thing I watched that I had a reaction that I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And it was probably equivalent to horror, but because it was dancing in that lane, but it flipped it, is Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, that movie was so much fun. I didn't think it was scary, but I enjoyed it so much.
But you know how you watch a horror movie, you go, oh, it was that, but it was more like, oh.
I've never gotten that ever watching a horror movie. What is that like?
It's amazing.
I must have been about 5 years old. My brother is almost 10 years older than I am, and so is my cousin. My cousin and him used to watch horror movies all the time, and I would always want to hang out with them. So it was a night when they were watching A Nightmare on Elm Street that I was hidden behind the couch and just kind of watching like this the entire time because I wanted to hang out with them. And that ruined me. I couldn't take baths anymore. I couldn't go to my brother's bathroom in particular because if you remember the movie there, the faucets were like these like 5 little like knobs that look like this, and somebody would take their hand to like turn it on and it would become his hands like this. Baths would freak me out because Freddy Krueger's hand would come out, and so it was just, I couldn't escape the world of Freddy Krueger because it was in your dreams, it was everywhere in your house. He could just come out wherever you thought you were safe, and I just couldn't handle it.
To see, for me, that's such great art. That's beautiful art. That's awesome.
In 4th grade, my best friend, Nick Craig, he lived next to me. He was really, really into horror movies, and so we would go to the local Blockbuster and rent horror movies to a point where it was therapeutic for me. I would rewatch those movies and it kind of became a part of me. He and I started a horror club at school.
Who is this Mari?
This was 4th grade Mari. And so I was like diehard Freddy Krueger. He was diehard Jason. It was almost this rivalry of who was better, way before Jason versus Freddy. So it was just kind of this like resurgence of me trying to like cope with all that fear to a point where I would have dreams of the girls that would bully me at school, Christina Boleyn. And in my dream, Freddy Krueger would like slash her and like attack her.
All right, so what I took away from that is we're all a bunch of scaredy cats.
No, you.
Yeah, you're the scaredy cat.
It's just me?
Yeah, you're the scaredy cat.
I guess I'm just the scaredy cat, guys. And before we go to our NE6 questions, we're gonna go to a thing now.
Again?
Why'd you push me, bro?
Wow.
Sorry,
That's not
guys,
nice.
I'm really sorry.
We weren't
told
going
you.
that long.
I've been playing too much Jedi Fallen Order. That's my bad. It's
My
bad.
dog looks very concerned for my health right now. How dare you?
I'm sorry for startling your dog. So now we got our NE6 questions. So Mari, you want to take it away?
Sure thing. The first one comes from our sugar person. This is, of course, from Megan.
Our sugar person.
I do like that. Yeah.
Megan, aka Wow Galguin, asks, what was something you liked when you were younger, but now that you're older, you don't? Or vice versa. I hated tomatoes as a kid, unless it was like pizza or pasta, and now I love tomatoes.
I feel like spinach is such like a basic answer, but I love spinach now. I put it on eggs, sandwiches, anytime I can throw spinach into it, I love it.
I am on the food train with onions. I hated when I was a kid. I like they would make me gag. But I could literally eat a raw onion now. I think they're delicious.
I'm gonna have to steal Joven's garlic spinach.
I used to hate, and this is, I feel like it's become recent, I used to hate any sort of thing that was trying to replace milk, dairy milk. I've come to learn to enjoy almond milk after having a very sweaty poop with dairy milk.
I can't do almond milk in like cereal, just maybe coffee.
Yeah, but I only have it with cereal.
Unsweetened chocolate or vanilla milk, almond milk in cereal is good.
I'm on the oat milk train right now.
Something I liked when I was a kid that I don't like now, most Disney movies. I liked Disney movies when I was a kid. I was the target audience. I used to watch all of them. They were great movies. And now as an adult, I just kind of outgrew it, and I don't like to go to Disneyland every weekend. What's up with you people that go to Disneyland every weekend?
All right, Emily Stamper asks, what is your favorite Broadway musical?
West Side Story, I think. West Side Story. So it's kind of tied to childhood memories. I remember very specifically being in the back. We would be driving to a restaurant or something, being in the back of my grandparents' car, and they would play a cassette tape of Officer Krupke, and they would sing along to Officer Krupke with us. And then I actually went and saw West Side Story, obviously, and I loved it.
The first musical I watched was Phantom of the Opera, so it's got like a special place in my heart. But I think it's Les Mis for me. It's so powerful. It's so good. In the Heights is really good too. They're making a movie soon.
Did you guys see July 7th? We're getting Hamilton on Disney Plus.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I've never seen Hamilton.
And it's done as like a live stage production. They filmed it. So it was like an easy turnaround for them. My answer, Les Mis is absolutely wonderful. Rent is up there too. It's a little basic, but I love the music and lyrics and storytelling of Wicked.
You would be such a Wicked. I kind of knew that you were going to say Wicked too.
Like, I love powerful female vocalists, and that one's got so many. Dancing Through Life is like my theme song. If I was handsome and a prince, I'd be Fiyero.
It's like my theme song.
Honestly, Joven, I thought you were somehow going to say High School Musical, the musical.
Not my favorite.
Dreamgirls. Like, if you haven't seen Dreamgirls.
Mean Girls. Did you say Mean Girls? Mean Girls is really good.
Dreamgirls.
Mean Girls is really good too, also produced by Tina Fey.
I haven't seen too many Broadway musicals, but does Monty Python and the Holy Grail count?
No. Oh, you know what? Which one you would like, which is so good? Book of Mormon.
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it.
Beth asks, what advice would you give to your younger self or younger viewers? Ooh, this is going to be a good one.
Spell Lasercorn with a Z?
No, why would you spell it with a Z?
Cause Z is cooler! And everyone searches for Lasercorn with a Z, and I'm missing out on tons of traffic. That's my answer. I'm going with it.
You're missing out on just laser beam.
I gotta get that laser beam traffic.
I feel like I would try to communicate to my younger self that everyone feels as insecure as I do all the time. Because I was definitely pretty insecure with myself, like all throughout like middle school, high school. So that's the thing I would try to impart to myself is like, don't take yourself so seriously, and everyone feels the same way.
I think my advice would be listen more than talk. When I was younger, it was always just like speaking before thinking, which is still technically a big problem of mine. But just when I was younger, I wasn't listening as much. That would have solved a lot of problems.
For me, it would be to go back and actually give my mom some advice. Listen to my school counselor and send me to college instead of high school.
I would say read more knowledgeable books. Even if you don't finish them, keep reading.
I would say something similar to Sohinki to myself. Don't pay any mind to those who underestimate you. I think I put too much emphasis on caring about what those people thought. Mystical Wolf 1 asks, if you guys were in the X-Men, which X-Men would you be? I mean...
Beast?
Psylocke.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Betsy Braddock or what's her name? Koana?
I feel like I would want to look like that, but Beast is also dope because he's so freaking smart.
Yeah, I don't have a choice in the matter. I'm Quicksilver.
Wes, Quicksilver is in the Brotherhood of Mutants. The question was about X-Men.
I don't want to say him because he died, but apparently he came back later. And I'm not even saying that I want to be this guy, but if I am like, which one would I actually be? I'm like, maybe Morph.
Morph lives in the comics. He's good in the comics. He just died in the cartoon.
You know, he comes back in the cartoon.
I'm just trying to think of who I look like. I don't know who I look like. I don't know enough X-Men.
I just want to be Iceman and cruise around on that little ice path he makes for himself everywhere. It seems cool.
Oh, you would say so many ice puns all the time. That'd be so annoying.
Yes!
And all you have to eat is ice cream.
All right, at Swift's Dynasty asks, if you could create a band made up of 5 video game characters, who would you choose and what kind of music would you see them making? For the sake of time, how about we say yourself and 2 other game characters, and that's your band.
Or we could all just pick someone and an instrument. It'll have 6, yeah.
The front man of our band is Kratos.
Can I put Shiva from Mortal Kombat on drums?
Oh yeah, 4 arms. Just hitting those hi-hats at the same time. Yeah.
I think I'm throwing Dante out there on lead guitar.
I think we should have Toe Jam in there as well. Maybe on the keys so we could do a bunch of pedals and, you know, I don't know.
I want someone from Saints Row with a dubstep gun.
Good answer.
Who's the really cool guy that you thought died, but then he comes back?
Johnny Gat with a dubstep gun.
That's an excellent choice too, Mari. Very good.
He must have his wings then, because he's out of Hellgat. So, oh, with the dubstep go, oh, that's hot.
Dude, the album cover for that band is gonna look sick. Oh, and someone with art skills, give us an album cover for this band. We'll retweet you.
It's like dubstep Rocky's stuff. Yeah, it's like rock mixed with dubstep.
But with Kratos, he's got like that.
Yeah, he's a booming, streamy voice.
And that was our NE6 questions. Off to Jovenism.
And this week I have the Jovenism, and this comes from September 20th, 2015. And the Jovenshire says, God, I just got this song stuck out of my head.
Oh, that one's cringy.
I see that. I empathize.
All right, guys, that has been this episode of Anything. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week as well. Good Lord, Joe, it's so close.
I normally like to take this time to like defend myself. I can't on that one. That one was bad.
You added in stuck. All you needed to do was remove stuck from that sentence and you'd been fine. I just got this out of my head.
But he might have been talking about getting a song that was stuck in his head out of it and just ran the sentence together. Like, that song was stuck in my head and I just got it out.
No, that one's bad. Just got this one stuck out of my head.